So I think it makes sense now. Do you find specific women that you want to torture and you make her Iran? And then you use Iran and you come up. See, I've seen this. I've seen how you've told other women to do things that don't make conventional sense. And they post, they get anxious, and they post something that's some form of product placement or some sort of demonstration of submissiveness on YouTube. And other people you've tried to entrain into cooperation with an understanding that you're going to titillate and entertain them in the meantime and indulge them in their sadism and their sense of entitlement are to be conditioned, including through what's in the back end coding of the YouTube videos or the other platforms that they use to view these videos. And at a particular point in time, you're going to activate them. You're going to send out some sort of energy burst, or you're going to send out some sort of quantum messaging, and then they're supposed to do what you want them to do. And depending on where they are, and depending upon how much you've assessed their value to be, and what their name is, and what their human capital access is, you're going to want a public notice characterizing what they did in a particular way. Is it a riot? Is it a expression of their First Amendment? Is it a suicide attack? Are they freedom fighters? And she is just what? Right? Did you use this Iranian tactic to then identify charities that were connected to children? And then you porn spam and use actual child pornography in order to torture people that you've identified as being available for this kind of torture? Did you specifically use children's charities connected to Palestinians and people in places like Iraq or Syria and code violent child pornography into efforts to actually provide support and then try to lure them into acceding to accepting some form of solidarity while you try to legitimize commercial sex in this country? And then try to feign some semblance of solidarity when you try to extort us into agreeing to engage in acts of digital rape or to accede to acts of digital rape so that you can launder money and then try to frame them as terrorists? Are you guys really that incompetent? Are you just so fucking incapable of reining in your own sense of sexual entitlement that you would really concoct a scheme that elaborate? And honestly, it takes a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy to put something like that together and to perpetuate it. And you have to actively recruit people to cultivate their sense of entitlement to child pornography. This isn't something that just happens. This is something you elicit, and this is something you feed. Will you feed them instead of other people that don't want pornography? And if they do get food, how do they get their food?